Listen up, Joann's has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. What does that mean? Well, don't worry, their 800 plus stores are going to remain open while they go through the restructuring process. Join me as we talk about history of Joann's, what does this bankruptcy mean, and their restructuring process. And stay with me to the end and we can talk about yarn and all things crochet and knitting. First of all, let's talk about Joann's and where they came from, where they originated from. They came about in 1943 from German immigrants who came to Cleveland, Ohio to start this fabric company. Now, as they expanded, they transformed into Joann's Fabrics in 1963. And the term Joann was actually crafted from combining the names of the founders' daughters, Joan and Jacqueline Ann. And that really marked the beginning of a new era for this crafting business. So Joann's continued to expand, and in 1994, they acquired Cloth World, which had over 300 stores. They later adopted the House of Fabric and acquisitions that continue to expand Joann's reach, making it really the go-to destination for all crafters. When I was a young child, my mom taught me how to crochet when I was a kid, and we would go to Joann's quite often to get all her crafting supplies, quilting material, fabrics, yarn. Even today, I still choose Joann's as my number one store to pick between that and Michael's. But as far as availability in the town that I live in, there's really only two options, and Joann's is one of those. Why bankruptcy? I'm going to read to you an article on the bankruptcy. So Joann, the craft store chain, formerly known as Joann's Fabrics, has filed for bankruptcy and ongoing financial troubles. Their 800 stores nationwide will remain open, and its websites will still remain active. Now, the chief financial officer says this: "We remain committed to our suppliers, partners, team members, and other stakeholders, and are focusing on ensuring we continue to operate as usual so that we can continue to best serve our millions of customers nationwide." Joann and its affiliates have filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court. As part of the court-supervised bankruptcy process, Joann expects to receive $132 million in new financing. It says it also will slice its funded debt by about $505 million. And that customers, vendors, landlords, and other trade creditors will not see any disruption in services. Joann will now become a private company again. It was 2 years ago public in March of 2021. Going private again, that means it will be delisted from the NASDAQ stock exchange. And they said that earlier that year, COVID-19 pandemic had spurred growth for the sewing and broader crafting industry, with people across the U.S. Going into the store to pursue their DIY crafts. I know a lot of crocheters who picked it up during the COVID pandemic, and they said, "We view the significant number of new customers and increased engagement by new and current customers as very encouraging again for the future of our business." But then in September of 2023, amongst all the inflation going on in the world and during a sales slump, Joann announced that it is restructuring its field corporate operations and laying off an unknown number of workers. And then they said in December that its third quarter net sales has dipped by 4% compared to the same period before, and they had debt of about $1.2 billion. That is a lot of debt, Joann's. What are you doing to fix it? Well, Joann's is not alone. There's other retailers that have gone and filed for bankruptcy, such as GNC, JCPenney, and Party City. A lot of different reasons, some of them being the COVID pandemic, putting a lot of strain on the company, not being able to keep it up without much customers going there. And that shift from brick and mortar to online stores continues to really impact the retail landscape. So what does that mean for us? What does Joann's mean to me and you? Joann's is a great place to get really good priced yarn. You can get crochet hooks. You can get all sorts of different crafting materials that you might need to do your crochet or your knitting projects. Are there other options though? Yes. So you have Michael's. If you're in the United States, you have Michael's, you have Hobby Lobby, you have Crafting Warehouse, which is not as popular, but it is one of those warehouses for crafting. If you like to shop online, which we all do, I do, and you want to try that, Joann's has a decent website. It's very buggy. It freezes or it doesn't always work, but they do have an app and they have a website. You know what, Joann, if you're listening, please improve your online presence and make your shopping experience better for us all, because that'll help, I think. And they also have coupon discounts, so their website's pretty good, and you can also get a lot of free crochet patterns and knitting patterns off of their website as well. I also like to use Hobby, Hobbii. They are a Denmark-based yarn company. They have really good quality yarn and really good prices. And I always have to buy enough to meet the shipping, the free shipping. So of course I get all the yarn that I probably don't need because I have a lot of yarn. Do we ever really have enough yarn? And then you can also get other online yarn stores like Annie's, or Lion Brand has online yarn, and other places as well. Amazon has yarn, although I don't necessarily recommend it. I think it's cheaper and better just to get your yarn from a physical retail store, because there's something about touching the yarn and feeling what it really feels like, looking at the colors in person, because they can be different than on the pictures. So I feel like retail stores are still my go-to for when I want to buy yarn, unless it comes to a place like Hobby. I was talking about the Denmark store, where you know the yarn is good quality and you have a lot of their colors, so you know what to expect. But if you're looking for something new, want to try a different type of new yarn, I still like to go to my retail stores. So Joann's, fix yourself so you can stay open, keep your 800 plus stores open, continue to serve us all. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and if you are looking for more information, continue to watch my channel, because I will provide a new update on where we are with Joann's.